What? Sure.
Okay, I'm going to do the appreciation awards. The first one is for C103 FM. Kyle, if you want to come on up and accept this. We look at this several times a year, and we love having them there.
Thanks to everybody for tuning in to us. Trying to get some streaming working for next year so you guys out of town can listen to it online and everything. Thanks Kevin and Kim for having us there. I thank everybody down at Portsmouth, and again, just thanks everybody for listening to us.
And as Kyle walks away, I'll also say Kyle does a great job because a lot of nights he doesn't know what else he's doing at the racetrack. So we've had him scoring, announcing, lineups, everything and anything. Kyle takes care of it, so it's always good to have Kyle there each and every week.
Okay, our next appreciation award goes to our parts and fuel truck, L&M Performance, Larry and Michelle, and all the folks that help them there every Friday night, help them do what they do. We appreciate that. And an announcement to go along with that, we're very glad to announce that for the 2012 season, with help from Larry and Michelle and L&M Performance, we've got 2 new sponsors. We've got Sunoco Race Fuels, will be the official race fuel at Molar, and also Hoosier Race Tire. So we appreciate that, and thanks for the private training. So thank you. Thank you, Larry.
Yes, sir.
I just want to thank everybody that, most faces I see here about all you guys come into our shop. And because of you guys, we can begin to support them. And it's a change. And I really appreciate that. And this year we're going to try to do a lot better on our track truck. We've always done pretty good. We're actually going to put a paper in the truck to where if there's parts you think that we don't have, that we should have, you can tell us, hey, maybe you should have that in the truck. Don't ask for motors, chassis, heads, carburetors, stuff like that we're probably not going to have. But I appreciate all you guys. Next year, I'm going to be the other side of the fence, still racing the car. We're going to have 2 modifieds, so I'm excited. Be back at the track at Molar. Thanks a lot.
Thanks, sir.
Larry, come on out in this other direction and get a picture taken. And I'm going to correct you because I think Michelle might. I think if somebody needs a chassis, I think you might be able to set them up with one, right?
I mean, just not in the race truck.
It won't be in the truck, but he can get you one real quick.
All right. Well, we've also got an appreciation award for Elwood and Son. They provide a record to us every week. Gary Sarge drives that record, and we appreciate that. So if you're ever out and about and need a record, call Elwood.
From Hillsboro to Montgomery and everywhere in between, they got locations.
Thank you, Gary. All right, our next appreciation award goes to Al Carrier, S&A Designs. As you've seen tonight, Al provides all these really nice jackets, t-shirts. He's also our safety director at the track. Best in the business. He does a great job. Thank you, Al.
I really don't have much to say. I'm sort of shy. I do these shirts and stuff because I like it. I love racing. Been on it for over 50 years. Anybody interested, February 2nd next year, I'll be 60 years old. You'll give me a birthday present if you will, appreciate it. So get me a freaking hat or t-shirt, okay?
Thanks, Al. Okay, our next appreciation award goes to the Dayton Auto Racing Fan Club. And I mentioned them earlier in opening remarks, and I told you I'd talk about them a little bit, and I will. Mike's dad, Marvin Goins, plays a big part in this organization, along with Jerry Wall and Bobby and Janice Sparks. There's a lot of people that make this deal work. But if you're not in DARF, the Dayton Auto Race Fan Club, if you're not a member of that, you really need to look into that. And Mike, you want to say a few words on that about some of the benefits?
Yeah, a couple things as a fan, and I think everyone in the room is a fan. There are racetracks all across the region, whether you like dirt tracks, go-karts, open wheel, pavement, whatever you like. Racetracks on or with free or reduced admission. So it's a great chance to save some money and go visit some different racetracks you may have never seen before. And Kevin and Kim have been great over the last 3 or 4 years. Members of the DARPA been able to get into Moeller 4 times a year, free of charge. And membership's only $15 for a year. So I'm no mathematician, but it seems like you're coming out ahead on that deal. From a competitor standpoint, all 4 of our track champions were invited to an annual banquet they have. So any racetrack across the region or Midwest, they actually honor the track champions, and they have basically a banquet of nothing but track champions. So it's really cool because you get to, be honored right next to guys that have won street stocks and late models and go-karts and open wheel and all divisions, all types of tracks from Michigan throughout Indiana, Kentucky and Ohio, all over the place. So it's a great deal for the individual champions. And of course, one of their big things each year is they have an injured driver's fund. So if a driver or mechanic is injured at the racetrack, they help out before insurance kicks in, and they do a lot of fundraising throughout the year to help racers in need if that comes about. So check them out at darknews.com. They've got a great website where you can check out some things there. So Pops, you come on up here and take this trophy. One of their fundraisers every year is they do a raffle where racetracks all across the region will donate tickets and things that they'll give away. This past summer, the raffle was held at Moeller, and again this coming year, the DARPA raffle will be held at Moeller again, I believe sometime in late July. We need a picture with 2 of us.
Speak for yourself.
Are you asleep?
All right, thank you, Marvin. Thank you to Clark. Thank you, great work. We're winding down. We're almost done. We only got a few left. All right, this next appreciation award also goes to a gentleman in an organization I mentioned earlier, Jody Shannon, the DRC.net, does some great video work. Gets all over the place during the racing season. You might see him at Fairbury, you can see him at our place. You never know where he's going to pop up, but does a lot of good video, does a lot for short track road racing, and we appreciate everything he does for us. And that's Jody Shannon and everybody at the DRC.
I know you're going to say something. Want me to hold the beer?
Yeah, hold the beer. I'd like to thank everybody who came out tonight. I apologize for being late. We had a bit of ice issue. It was Florence Speedway slick on our way down here. I wore my khakis with my DRC sweatshirt, so this is the first award I've ever won, so I'd like to thank everybody. All my success is because of everybody here. Without you guys, all you drivers, all the people who go to my website, we ain't nothing. We try to go out and go to all these racetracks and promote you guys. We started this website because basically the Cincinnati media didn't care about you guys. They didn't do nothing for you. I never see your names in the paper, so we started this website, do the videos, and we just want to get you guys' names out. And I thank everybody out here. Like I said, this is my first award, so I'm kind of excited. And Matt Morrell, take over for me.
Take over. What am I supposed to say? Just want to thank everybody that's allowed us to come out this off-season, especially. We've done a lot of work this off-season with DRC cribs and a lot of other things. And we're going to have a lot more coming up this week. Talked to Weasel Rose. I think we're going to get him in one. And
Timmy Carpenter.
Timmy Carpenter.
Timmy Carpenter.
UOS cribs, wherever you are, Timmy.
I'll picture.
Just thank everybody that helps out. A lot of people willing to help out and support us, buy our shirts and stuff. So thank you.
And also, anybody out here, anytime you want any kind of videos, any attention we can give to you guys, we'll do it. Just call us, we're open to any ideas. We want to get you guys' name out. But, you know, local racing's taking a big hit. Lucas Oil, World Outlaws, they get all the attention in the world. You guys out here are the backbone of American racing. And I love you guys, and I just want you guys, everybody out here, to get the publicity and the recognition that you deserve. So, thank you.
You might need another one or something.
Okay, real quick, there's a few other folks I want to thank that aren't here tonight, so I'll go through it pretty quick. A couple other general sponsors we have: Gray's Used Auto Parts, Moeller Auto Parts, Coca-Cola, Phantom Fireworks, Avalanche Ice, and Richard Coe with Valvoline. They supply us all of our oil and fluids we need for the equipment and the trucks at the racetrack. So Valvoline and Richard Coe, I don't think Richard's here tonight, but they're a great help to us every year, and we appreciate that.
Here. Here, you do that one. I did that.
All right, this next award, this is a Public Relations Director Videographer Award. And again, it'll go to Jody Shannon, since, well, I mean, you know, if you think about it, there's not many websites out there that does what he does. It's pretty cool. I mean, I go to the website all the time, and sometimes he talks good about us, and sometimes he talks bad about us, but that's okay. You know, I think the opinion is usually pretty good. So, thank you, Jody.
When I talk bad about you, you deserve it.
There you go.
And again, thank everybody. I said it last time, didn't I? And here's Kim Moore.
My turn. Kim called me and she says, I need you to give Jody a name. She said, make it videographer. Too long. She had like 6 or 7 words she wanted to put in this title. And I said, nah, that ain't gonna work. I didn't realize, though, a year or so ago who Jody is. I've known his grandpa, Bill, for 100 years. He was a flagman at Queen City Tri-County Speedway. Anyway, Jody, you're a Moeller Raceway Parts Media Information Officer.
Wow.
Have to be a little someone tag or something.
Well, you know,
Badge.
I can't say it. You got me speechless.
I'm the mayor of Moeller.
Thanks, Jody. Okay. All right, I think we're down. I'm pretty sure we're down to our last award. Mike Goins, as usual, I want to thank you tonight, brother, for helping us up here. We appreciate it. Again, Mike's our announcer at the track, does a fabulous job with all the racing calls. You got anything else, Mike, you want to add?
I'm just excited and glad. Honestly, how many people in the room thought we'd make it to the end of year 5?
Wow, thanks.
There's at least a few people got some faith. We appreciate that.
As racers, we're always skeptics. With things that have been going on, I don't think a lot of people thought we would make it to year 5, let alone being as exciting and fun as it is. And still growing. And I think that's one of the things, you know, we've joked around with Jody and some of the other people, and, you know, there's always going to be people that badmouth you and get on the internet and got nothing better to do with the time. Moeller doesn't have as many years as many of these other racetracks. When you look at some of these other racetracks, finishing up year 40 and 50 and 60 and all those other things, we're at the end of year 5, and I think the best thing is for those of you in this room that have been up here tonight and many of the other people that aren't here tonight, one of the best things they do is they put on a great show. And it's fun to go out and have a good time and watch some good racing, and I think that's what it's all about.
Thank you, Mike. We appreciate that. And real quick, before we get to the Pioneer Award, there's a couple other faces I've seen I want to thank. Darren, our flagman, great job on the flag stand. I don't know if Rick's here tonight or not, I don't think so. Darren and Rick are flagmen, I want to thank them. Alyssa at the booth and other things, if I haven't mentioned you, Holly. Mike King, videoing tonight, helps me a whole lot with the trucks and running the track in and all that dirty stuff nobody else wants to do. So Mike, thank you, appreciate that. Missed any thank yous? Joey, of course Joey, yeah. Thank you, Joey. Anybody I've missed, just raise your hand and I'll shout out your name, because I know somebody's going to be mad at me, but if I missed anybody, I apologize. You know, we appreciate everybody that helps us at Moeller Raceway. It's a team effort, I'll tell you. We got about 20, 25 people out there, and you know, some say that's too many. I hear it all the time. You know, you're not making any money, you got too much overhead. Well, yeah, we could probably do what we do with maybe half the amount of people, but I can tell you, it wouldn't be as well. So we're not willing to do that. So, you know, everybody, as far as I know, will be back next year. The schedule's not done yet. We're working on the 2012 schedule. I think it'll be probably similar to this past season, with maybe a couple of exceptions. I know we got a big mod race schedule that we're going to talk about after the Pioneer Award. But so again, thank you to everybody. Mike, thank you. All right, our last one of the night. And this is an award that me and Kim and Bethany and Joey Moeller family kind of started. It's called the Pioneer Award, and I think we've given out 4 or 5. I think this might be the 5th one. But every year we give it to somebody, and we try to give it to somebody fairly local who has, you know, put their efforts forth or done things special in the area of dirt track or even at times pavement racing, whatever, racing in general. But you know, we call it the Pioneer Award, and if you read the definition of pioneer, it pretty much says that it's someone that goes before or paves the way. And this guy tonight's definitely done that. A long history in racing, and I don't have all the details. We did the best we could, but basically, you know, raced go-karts as a kid, like so many of us do. Got his start in stock car racing in 1968 at the age of 24. Pretty much raced all these local tracks around here, Northern Kentucky, Tri-County, Glen Estee. You know, currently a car owner, races with us on most Friday nights. Raced ARCA, 1970, Bruce School, you know, won some races. He's really only been out of racing, I think, from what I've learned, pretty much 1 year, and that was in '78 for the death of his father. Pretty much every year he's raced some way, either drove or owned, some way or another. Had a ton of great drivers, guys like, you know, I mentioned Bruce School, Pat Patrick, John Muggerman, Stevie Landrum, John Lawhorn, Bobby Carnes, Randy Wash, Weasel Rhodes, of course. His son Jimmy has drove some, and now I understand his, you know, he's got some young blood coming up. He's going to get started behind the wheel. So, always, well, someday. Well, you know, always involved. He's won a ton of races, and like I say, he's raced everywhere. You know, for years he had that red late model, that number 68 Stricker Street, and spent a lot of time at the racetrack watching that car win races. You know, all over the place, and. You know, like I say, he's been racing his whole life, and luckily I had the opportunity as an 8-year-old to be at Eldora Speedway in 1971, and we were on opposite sides of the fence, Joe. I was in the grandstands as an 8-year-old, and he was wheeling the car out there on the track at the very first World 100, and I remember it like it was yesterday. You probably do too. What a day. Yeah, great. What a day. You know, I think Joe came home 6th that day, if I got my facts right. He finished 6th in the very first World 100. That's pretty cool. And his team car that was there, Bruce School, won that race. And you know, that was a big kickoff to me as an 8-year-old to sit and witness that. And that's when I started catching the dream right there, you know, to get in racing. And so I appreciate that. But you know, there's a lot of things that could be said. But we'll just go ahead and go on out for 2011 Pioneer Award winner, Mr. Joe Stricker.
Give us a speech.
Don't talk about your driver.
Did you get it?
I do have a question, Joe. I've always been curious, and you probably remember how much money you took home for that first World 100. Do you remember? Approximately.
$4,000.
$4,000.
They raised it $1,000 every year after that.
Yeah, they raised it $1,000 a year after that. Yeah, okay, that's pretty cool.
I've had a lot of guys help me.
You gotta talk into that thing close.
Okay. I've had a lot of guys help me over the years, and I appreciate all of them. I'm not much at talking, but we like to race. I don't know what to say, but thanks everybody.